You may call me a little depraved for this, but I expected way more nastiness from Censor. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Flickering Myth. My name is EJ Marino, and we are here covering Sundance 2021. I'm diving into the first horror movie of the festival, Censor. In all honesty, I think Censor is going to be my first letdown of the Sundance Film Festival for this year. I went in with such high expectations. This was a debut filmmaker trying something completely different. This is a video nasty era throwback, which is maybe a little Videodrome meets a female lead. That sounds like things I would love. But by the time the movie ended, I was confused, and not in the what is happening in this movie, but more of the, that's it? That's what we were hyping up? That's what we were building towards? This movie has all the potential to be an all-out knockout, but this is just an okay movie. This is no shade really, because I do think the movie stands up on its own, but seeing all this hype going into this film, I was expecting something gross, shocking, and weird, but I don't even think the Enid character would I don't even think she would censor this movie much. There isn't a lot to censor. This movie isn't as graphic or as violent as I was expecting, which is maybe on me, so that's not completely on the filmmaker, that is on me going into a film thinking it was going to be some actual video nasty era stuff, but this just felt like a modern horror movie with a little bit more extra gore than usual. Film censor Enid takes her job very seriously. She is out here to protect the British public from the nastiness that are in horror movies in the 80s. So she is there censoring stuff. I mean, there's too much eye gouging, take out the decapitation, but once a mysterious film falls into her lap, her entire life changes. She starts having flashbacks to something that happened in her past. She's dealing with the public realizing that maybe she's not the best censor ever. We'll talk about that. That was the whole middle of this movie was very confusing. I love the atmospheric intro, and I thought the finale was a giant WTF moment, but that middle, it's logged on a bit. So yes, we have this Enid character just going through her life as a film censor, trying to deal with her mysterious past. Now she has this new film from a director that she's never really heard of, and it's there to shock her. It really hits her low, and from there it just takes her on an epic journey. Well, an epic journey, because I wasn't really there for her kind of romp through this whole world. I was expecting so much more. I was expecting her to go into the films a little bit more. I was expecting to see some shocking imagery throughout the film. There is a moment of oh my god, and then by the end it gets a little bit gorier, but that whole first 45 minutes or so, I was just okay, so when are we going to get to the video nasty part of this video nasty inspired movie? It just wasn't there for me. And that's just, again, on me as a viewer, that I expect a little bit grosser, a little bit scarier, a little bit weirder. And this movie has some of that, but it just doesn't go that extra mile to really shock me. There are things I like about this movie. That lead performance from Neve Alger as Enid is so good. She's really what is the glue that holds this whole film together. If she wasn't the lead actress, I don't think I would look as fondly as this movie as I would have. She understands what director Prano Bailey Bond really wants from her. She gets it. There's a good communication there, which is so important to have that cinematic language between a director and their actor. It really works. I think she delivers it the best out of anyone in this film. Kind of the other people around it are kind of, her mom and dad, the nameless people she works at the censor place. They don't really have great characters in this, but Enid, played by Neve, is just so good. Also, I will say the editing of this movie was so slick, so interesting. That's where the movie would grab me. There would be weird cuts to weird imagery. Then the end, they mess with the aspect ratio a little bit. There is stuff there in the edit that I think is masterful. I really want to see this editor and this filmmaker do more. It's just a first-time film from director Pronto Bailey Bond, so I can see that she's there. Pronto is definitely going to grow as a filmmaker, and I can see that in her editing, her cinematography choices. It's just this script. I wish I liked the script and the story and the overall, the journey of this film a little bit more. It's hard when a slow burn doesn't really get to a full fire, and that's how I feel about Censor. It's the first horror film I've seen of Sundance 2021, and I'm just okay on it. I'm shocked I like the coming-of-age movie Coda way more than I like this. That isn't on brand for EJ, but that's what Sundance is all about, finding films you may love or you may not love, and I think Censor is somewhere in the middle for me. What do you guys think of this review? What do you guys think of this movie? I would say check it out when you get a chance. When it comes out, it's worth a watch. Just kind of lower your expectations. It's not going to be as bombastic and as gory and graphic as you were expecting. But alright guys, what did you think? Let me know down in the comments below. Subscribe to Flickering Myth because we make videos like this every single week, and give us a thumbs up if you did enjoy this review. Alright everyone, let's talk about Censor and Sundance down below.